Hey, Shalom, welcome to Karma Kapash from GMS London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem Chadash. I want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the hopeful that's pushing the truth and all sincerity. Back again with a video. This is just a quick one. I'm about to head out to camp in a bit. So, yeah, just something we're noticing a lot recently, man. A lot of death, a lot of strange, peculiar deaths, you know, and the Lord has got the angels out here, you know, bringing death into the world, man. And it's obviously something that's always going on, but more and more these things are coming, more and more public, and a lot of people getting attacked by dogs and stuff. Just strange, things you don't usually hear on a regular basis. It's becoming like kind of frequent, you know, and someone just fresh from Turkey, some 5 guys got killed in an explosion in a rocket factory. The angels out here busy, man. You know, there's child deaths. People murdering their kids, and it's this whole stuff, like whole load of stuff going on. Okay, which is it seems untypical, especially here in like places like the West, right? It seems untypical, right? But these things are happening more, more, and more and more, right? Because it's the spirit of the times that we're in, okay, and the times that we're leading to. All right, the Lord is bringing great death upon the planet, man, great confusion, great evil, right? And it's all building up, man. Okay, this world is cracking. Okay, society is cracking. Okay, and people are losing their minds, man. Right, and doing some crazy shit, and crazy shit just be happening in general, And so there's got earthquakes going on in the earth, you know, killing a bunch of people. Train crashes everywhere. What's up with the trains, man? Don't feel safe no more, man. Can't travel nowhere. Right? But it makes it all that more important. We put our prayers, you know, in our goings out and comings in, man, because we don't know what's gonna happen out here on the roads or say on the trains. You just don't fucking know. And we move with faith, so we don't fear these things. We believe that the Lord will take care of us, man. The Lord ain't gonna pick our train, or whatever. But brothers go through things, man. Brothers get into accidents or whatever, man. But the Lord delivered them, if that's His will, But yeah, man, just a whole bunch of crazy shit happening, man. And I said things are only gonna get worse. The day of the Lord is fast approaching, man. And you know, all the things that are going on in the earth right now, all the problems that it has, man, it's gonna be nothing in comparison to what the problems that these people are going to be facing, in the time soon to come. Okay, so we'll just get this from Sirach chapter 39, verse 28. It said, "There be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes." Okay, it's the angels, right? Angels or the demons, whatever side the Lord decides to use, left hand, right hand, whatever. Right, they're sent out here, man. Okay, for vengeance, man, to bring forth the Lord's judgment. Like you always wonder how certain people end up in like gruesome deaths, and this is just simply that's the way the Lord had it for them, man. That's what the Lord saw suitable as their punishment for their wickedness, right? We're not to say like, oh, that he shouldn't deserve that. That was a bit mad. Well, you don't know what he did. You don't know what he was doing, what he did, and how big his tab was. You don't know. So, when people go out, hey, it's just the will of the Lord, man. You just gotta kind of just put it down to that, you know. It says, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes, and in the time of destruction they pour out their force, their power, and appease the wrath of him that made them, right? Which is the Most High. The Most High made, the spirits, the angels, and all of that, right? So they're there to do His will, right? And them spiritual assassins, man, they take people out. You know, it's like it's like that game Hitman. You know, you play as an assassin, right? You know, you come up with all these creative ways to take guys out. You know, it ain't just, you know, straight over just sniper on top of the roof. Yeah, you could do that. You know, Lord might send like an actual assassin to come kill you, but you know, you might blow up. You might die in a rocket factory, for instance. You know what I mean, like today, 5 guys taken out, some freak accident. You know, because today some guy didn't particularly follow the rules correctly. You know what I mean, or whatever the reason why it happened, didn't it? And the law was behind that. You know, whatever the intricacies about surrounding the incident, whatever it is, the Lord made that happen, man. You know, that guy cut that corner last night, and so this wasn't checked properly, and you know, just things like that, and it leads to accident, quote unquote accidents, right? Well, no, they're not accidents. The Lord set that up, and man got put to death. You know, the Lord been putting wild spirits on these animals, on these dogs and stuff, man. Just ripping people up, man. You know, it's just the Lord's work, right? As we're gonna read on, right? It says verse 29, fire and hell and famine and death. Okay, this world is gonna experience famine. Like people don't really believe that. People don't really or can't really comprehend that here in these so-called first world countries in Europe and the West and whatever, right? But other places they experience famine. They know what that's about. Some people know what it's like to have no power, no electricity in your house for long periods of time. Right? This world, you know, certain parts of this world, okay, the West and whatever, right? They don't think that their world is going to become like that. Okay, but it's being prepared for them. Everything is being prepared for that situation to come to pass. All right. It says fire and hell and famine and death. All these were created for vengeance. All right. It says teeth of wild beasts. So like I mentioned, you know, with them dogs and stuff like that. And brother was mentioning them exotic animals that are just out there in the wild, man. You know that they were released, you know, some time ago, that from owners that that were allowed to have certain exotic animals at the time. Okay, but then had to release them because of some new legislation. But they're out there, man. And people are spotting panthers and all kinds of things out here, man. And you think, man, they're waiting. The Lord's got them in a waiting spirit. You know, but we notice things like you know, foxes and you know all these things, like certain animals, obviously, you know, coming into the sea. Well, there's a scripture on that, man. Let's see if I can remember that. I ain't actually put that in a long time. Move places. See what comes up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't brought that one out in a while. But it speaks about, you know, certain animals like being moved from their place and coming in, right? And you know we've been seeing that for a long time. But you know, you've heard of fox attacks. You know, babies getting chomped up a little bit. You know, trying to get kidnapped and shit. But hey, it's happening, man. Right? So all these animals, they're gonna move inwards. You know. So yeah, teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents. Okay, but you got a bunch of snakes out there and things like that, right? So and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction, right? Just people just out there killing people, man, and it's happening a lot. Right? These numbers are increasing, man. These incidences are increasing. You know, murder is at all-time high, man. You take into consideration all things, right? You know, you include abortion in that, right? Murder is on a whole new level. Like, there's a lot of death going on in this world, man. All right. Said verse 41, they shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is. All right. So like I said, these angels and you know, these spirits, right? They're ready and waiting to be utilized, right, to fulfill the word of the Heavenly Father. They're waiting, man. They can't wait to fulfill the word, man, to please the Heavenly Father. They can't wait. They're not shy. They're not shy, man. About the wet work, man. And splattering people across roads and stuff. Yeah, they ain't shy. They ain't giddyish. You know what I mean? They go and do it, man. If that's the way the Most High wants them to go out, man, that's how they go out. And like I said, some deaths are gruesome. You know, some man don't even die straight away. You know, depending on how the Most High have you go. Like, it's terrible. The Lord is terrible, man. You can't forget this. Okay, but no one out here seems to fear the Lord for some strange reason, man. Not because they, not believing that they could end up like that, and that the Lord could put you in that situation, man. If everyone had a right mind, man, they would be fearing the Heavenly Father, man, and doing their best not to end up in a situation like that. But no one ever thinks about it until they're in that situation. Okay, but obviously by then it's too late. Okay, that's it. All right. It says, they should be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress His word. All right, so they're not going to disobey. They're not going to, oh, you know what, man, I don't really fancy doing that. He's all right, No, ain't none of that going on. They ain't. It's just yes, yes, Lord. That's it. And they go do. All right, but yeah, there's a lot of death, a lot of destruction going on. All right, it's Jeremiah 15 verse 3. So I will point up over them 4 kinds, saith the Lord, the sword to slay, and the dogs to tear. Right, and that's what them dogs be doing right now. So you got people out there, stabbing and shooting each other. Children, women, elderly, all of that. It's all going on. It's like it. It says that the dogs to tear, and the fowls of the heaven, and the beasts of the earth to devour and destroy. All right, so that's what these spirits are being sent to do. Right? You thought you had a calm little dog on your hands. Oh, it's never done that before. Well, yeah, perhaps not. But these spirits are waiting for their moment, man. Waiting for their time to shine. And it just goes to show that you're not in control, man. Okay, you might have had that dog from youth, and it's been a good dog of its whole life. Never bit nobody, and then one day it starts ripping someone's neck out. Like, what the hell happened? You didn't raise it to be like that. But the dog starts spazzing out, right? It starts getting super aggressive, and like, you don't really understand it. Well, the Lord, isn't it? The Lord controls all spirits. So if it was, if it was that time for it to happen, then that's exactly what it was, man. That person was going to get his neck ripped out. Get his leg mauled, or his arm mauled, or whatever, man. Leave man disfigured and maimed, whatever. The Lord said he killeth him and maketh alive, man. I'm gonna have a quick. Let's follow on one. Oh, come on. All right, Isaiah 45 verse 7 says, I form the light and create darkness. I make peace and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. All right. I think it was that one I was thinking about. Maketh alive. Is that what was it? Is that the one I was thinking of? I'm looking for this. I'm pretty sure it's in there somewhere. Let me get the idea. All right, so yeah, the Lord's in control of all of that, right? So, like I said, the Most High wants you to be disabled or whatever. If you don't want to kill you straight away, you could do that. Have you waiting for some next judgment in a fucked up state, It's Matthew 24 verse 12, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. And I said people are fucking hella depressed, hella anxiety, hung up on drugs. These people are not in their right mind, man. They're not in the right mind. Okay, they are losing it. Okay, people are breaking out here, right? So the love of money is waxing cold, man. People are getting angry and frustrated, and they can't keep it together, man. And end up doing some crazy shit. Okay, that spirit of the Lord come upon them to do some crazy shit. Commit some atrocious acts, man. But that's what we're going on out here, man. It's just, like I said, it just seems to be increasing. It's happening more and more. Things that really don't really make any sense. Just come some random act of violence sometimes, man. The men ain't even got no motive. They're just, you know what I mean? They're just going out there to do a thing because they're snapped. That Lord put that spirit upon them, man, and they just went and did the job, what it was, told to do. But yeah, the hearts of many shall wax cold, man. And because it's published so much now, people kind of becoming desensitized to it, man. So they're not in in uproar like they probably should be. It's just another day, another death, and some deaths might be more crazy than others, and be like, oh my god. But generally, death is something that people frequently, see, observe, and hear about. And a lot of it now is just kind of largely ignored. But it's not going to be something you could ignore any longer, man, when it's everywhere. Okay, when death is surrounding you, man. Which is where it's going to come to. Let me see. You know. It's not quite the ones I wanted. Yeah, never mind. But yeah, man, death is gonna be something that's gonna surround us all, man. It's not gonna be something that happened in the next town, or it's gonna be happening on your street. Multiple instances, and be like, oh shit, like you're not gonna feel safe. Because death is that close. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation, right? Your neighbors, like whether you get on with them or not, right? They're going to become enemies to you, right? And so you're always going to be wary, right? You're always going to be wary. You ain't going to trust the fact that, for years you got on or didn't speak, or, it's just neutral, whatever. They ain't going to be comforting to you, right? Because the Spirit of the Lord will have this happen. Okay. This is Amos chapter 5, verse 18. So, woe unto you that desire the day of the Lord. To what end is it for you? The day of the Lord is darkness and not light. Right. So it said there's not good times ahead for the people of earth, right? It says, if a man did flee from a lion and a bear met him, or went into the house and leaned his hand on the wall and a serpent bit him, right? So you're going from one event to the next, and you might feel like you got away, or you got through some sort of tribulation, only to be met by another tribulation, man, that's going to end you, man. You know? And that's what it's going to be like, from one peril to another. And it's like, it's just because the Most High technically saved you out of a situation, even though he brought that judgment against you. You know, if you get caught up in something, let's say you caught up in a landslide or earthquake, and so, you know, they pull you out the rubble. You kind of fucked up now, but you survived, right? The Lord had you survive. Okay? Doesn't mean the Lord blessed you, man. It just means you were kept alive, right? They may yet be greater judgment for you still, you know? And that's what it's going to be like in these last days, man. Right? You're going to feel like you get away from something and only to be caught by something else. You know, and which really just to show you there's no getting away. Really, there's no getting away from the Lord's judgment. You know? It says, shall not the day of the Lord be darkness and not light, even very dark and no brightness in it? All right. So we're just going to close out with this. So I got to head out to camp anyway. All right. So it's Daniel chapter 12, verse 1. And at that time shall Michael stand up, the great prince who is standing for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble, such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that should be found written in the book. All right. So that time of trouble is coming, man. You know, whether you want to believe it or not. But you can't disagree that things don't look good, man. This world is not in a good shape, man, and things are just crazy things are happening, man. More and more violent things are happening around the world. Okay, and that is only going to continue and grow upon the earth as the Lord brings further judgment upon it. You know? So, you know, I'm going to close out. So, Lord, when it's edifying, and I'll catch you brothers and sisters on the next video, man. So till next time, I say shalom.